Reforest the Bluegrass, spring break at the library, and reviewing on the table. This and more on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Neil Noah, and this is Lexington Now for the week of April 1st, 2019. Reforest the Bluegrass is rapidly approaching, and this is your chance to help make a positive difference for the environment.
This year's Reforest the Bluegrass is going to be located at Masterson Station Park. It is our 20th anniversary, the 20th planting site. While you're here, there are two other different locations here. There's one directly behind us and one in this direction. Those were 2000 and 2001. The planting site for this year is directly behind us. The ridge directly behind us will be the planting site for this year. So Reforest the Bluegrass is a family event. It's free. It's open to all members of the public. Each group will be divided up in teams, us having a bucket of trees and a dibble bar, which is used for planting the trees, and we'll plant in groups throughout this site. Each individual should bring, proper foot attire, a pair of work gloves, possibly sunscreen, and positive attitude. It's an opportunity for children within our community to learn about the importance of trees, tree planting, the urban forest in general. There are many benefits to planting the trees. It's something that you can come back to many generations down the road, year after year, watch your tree grow that you planted, and after a few years see a forest emerge. So you can see the trees directly behind us were planted. They were left for a period of time. There are ongoing invasive plant management projects happening within all of our Reforest the Bluegrass sites. This one in particular behind us, I believe, is being managed by Parks and Rec. They're actively removing bush honeysuckle, calorie pear, multiflora rose. The list goes on. The benefits of planting trees in our riparian areas: one, it helps with soil runoff, water runoff, prevents erosion and sediment and fertilizers and other chemicals from winding up in our streams. It does shade the stream. It keeps it cooler for macroinvertebrates and fish alike to thrive, and it helps to clean our region's air as well. April 13th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the scheduled time for this year's Reforest the Bluegrass. Feel free to stop in for an hour, 2 hours, or stay the whole 5. During the time, if you're done planting, you can break away to our activity tent. There's going to be all kinds of educational opportunities, birdhouse building, multiple groups from the area offering free seedlings and other educational opportunities. Like all years, Reforest the Bluegrass is free. It's a family-friendly event. Feel free to drop by anytime throughout. There will be free music and food. All volunteers will receive a t-shirt while supplies last.
If your kids are looking for something to do over spring break, look no further than the Lexington Public Library.
So spring break for Fayette County Public Schools is the first week of April, so we're going to have lots of events for all ages. We're going to have about 50 events over the whole time that spring break is happening. So if you're not going out of town, if you're having a staycation, we're going to be showing movies here at the Central Library and the Farish Theater every day starting at 1. We're going to be having a special Mary Poppins kickoff party celebrating the release of the new movie. Costumes are encouraged. We wanted to have a lot of different activities for all ages to do so that, they're not bored around the house, everyone's continuing to learn, getting to interact and socialize. There'll be programs, again, for all ages, even for families to come together. We're having a lot of STEM programs, so there's just a lot of fun things that you can do every day of the week of spring break. Another program that I'll tell you about, something that we recently kicked off in February that's a lot of fun, is Destination Kindergarten. So it's for children ages 0 to 5. This is a little reading log that you can pick up in your branch, or you can download it from our website, and it encourages you to read every day. It also encourages you to do different activities, reading, talking, playing, singing. If you don't know what you might do, you can get ideas in your branch. We have all sorts of resources you can pick up. We have bus stops in the branches and other locations around the city where you can learn more about the activities. And if you participate and if you fill out, mark the calendar on the days that you're reading, you can actually enter to win prizes and all sorts of incentives that we'll be giving away. So if you check out lexpublib.org/calendar, you can see all the events there. You can also go to our Facebook page. We have a lot of events made and listed there. And yeah, it'll just keep you busy, keep you having fun. There's no charge for any of them, so don't have to worry about, spending money on vacation or going really far away. There's lots of cool things that you can do at the Central Library or at any of our 6 locations.
After the break, we take a look at this year's On the Table.
Hi, my name is Cassie Bell, and my family was saved by smoke alarms installed by the Lexington Fire Department. I heard about the program that the Lexington Fire Department offers through word of mouth. I wanted to make sure my family was safe, and the program being 100% free definitely allowed me to feel okay about calling the fire department and having that installed. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke to the loud beeping. Went down my stairs, and not only was my kitchen filled with smoke, but I had flames going up my wall. By being awoken to the beginning of the fire, in essence, I was able to put out the fire myself. It was good and loud when I needed it. I was grateful to have 6 working smoke alarms. I have 2 daughters, 18-year-old Madison and 14-year-old Allison Bell. We easily could have been a statistic. I would not have woken up until something if I would have even woken up, until something major would have happened. And for the Lexington Fire Department to offer the installation of not 1 but 6 working fire alarms, smoke alarms in our home was something that I was just immensely grateful for, and I want to make sure that other families know about this great program.
Litter happens in every city, everywhere. And the most common form of litter, cigarette butts. The City of Lexington works to educate people and decrease the amount of litter. Keep Lexington Beautiful helps groups coordinate and host their own litter cleanups. And every summer, we hop in a canoe and clean up the Kentucky River. Cleaning up and preventing litter takes direct action. Dispose of your trash in the right way. Keep your cigarette ash in a closable container. And don't put trash in a cart or dumpster labeled for recycling.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. This year's On the Table Community Conversations event was as popular as ever, and we take a look at what it means to Lexington.
On the Table is a citywide, or in this case, it's a whole surrounding area wide community conversation. And the idea is to talk about ways that we can make our communities better places to live, work, and play. And this year, the theme is fostering belonging, making our communities more welcoming and inclusive. Over the past 2 years, the data has come back stating that people want to talk about diversity and inclusion. And so people of color actually said last year the #1 topic they wanted to talk about was race relations. So we made the decision that it was important to have these conversations, but talk about everything, fostering inclusivity and belonging across the city and our communities is very important. The main goal has always been to have the most quality conversations as possible. It's not necessarily about the numbers, it's more about the type of conversations that we're having and bringing as many people to the table as possible that may not always interact is a really important step. So to do that, one of the things we of course have done is work with some consultants that are really have a deep understanding of how to reach audiences that maybe we can't reach completely on our own, and know that we are trying very hard to have everyone's voice matter, and we want to hear from everyone's voice, and that is the most important part of this opportunity. That's why there's a survey afterwards, and it's very important that we take it, because the idea is that that information will go to city leaders, it'll go to nonprofits, the media, anybody who wants to read it. It's made publicly, and the idea is those ideas that come from these conversations can foster change. The information is anonymous, and it is aggregated by an outside entity, a national entity, and the idea is that information is then put together, and then we present it and make it public to anyone who wants to read it, to look into it. It's very easy to navigate and can go to very specific things, even by zip code or gender. It doesn't really matter. The idea is that that information is available, and it can really help people make decisions on big ideas, come up with great ideas to change our community, to make it more engaged, and impact our community for good for the future. The information will always be available at our website, which is www.bgcf.org, and there you can find the survey. When it becomes available, the data will be up and available there. There will also be ways that you can just simply call us and talk to us, and we can send you specifics about any question that you might have. But the idea is that information is there for you to dive deep and find out what you want to know about your community and what it's going to look like to make it a more welcoming and engaging place to live.
Disposing of hazardous waste from your home can be a challenge, but not to worry. We've got the information you need to make the process safe and easy.
The City of Lexington wants to provide safe and convenient ways for its citizens to dispose of trash, recyclables, and hazardous materials. Hazardous materials are products that contain corrosive, toxic, or flammable ingredients, like batteries, fertilizers, or propane tanks. Hazardous materials can be dropped off at our upcoming Household Hazardous Waste Day event on April 6th between 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. at 1631 Old Frankfort Pike. Please enter the site via Jimmy Campbell Drive. To participate in this free event, go to lexingtonky.gov/HHW to download and complete the survey. Throughout the year, you can drop off broken or unwanted electronics at the e-waste center. To view when and where to drop off materials, plus a list of acceptable items, visit lexingtonky.gov/e-waste. If you want to make a garbage collection request or need a bulky item picked up, you can contact LexCall at 311 or 859-425-2255 or lexingtonky.gov/LexCall. Remember, it's unsafe to dispose of hazardous material in your green trash cart, blue recycling cart, gray yard waste cart, or through more drastic measures like dumping things down the drain. Lexington is at your service and provides a variety of free ways to manage your waste.
Spring is here, and it won't be long before the sound of buzzing lawnmowers fills the air. We've got some tips for you to get the best results from your lawn this spring.
Living in the bluegrass means we're lucky to have the softest and greenest grass around. But sometimes when people take pride in their lawn, they overdo it, using pesticides and herbicides to make their lawn look perfect. These chemicals are not only harmful to wildlife and the environment, but humans and pets as well. So let's use something more natural. Chemical products like this do more damage than meets the eye. First, they harm wildlife, including beneficial insects like bees and butterflies. Second, chemicals from these products wash away when it rains. This chemical runoff pollutes our watersheds, flowing into creeks and harming the ecosystem. Here are a few tips when it comes to mowing. Don't mow shorter than 3 inches. Mow more often and avoid cutting more than 1/3 of the leaf when you mow. Don't mow when it's too hot or too dry. Keep the mower blade sharp and set at the highest setting. Kentucky gets a lot of rain, but during dry spells in the summer, it's better to water deeply and less often. For better soil, spread a 1/2 inch of compost or natural fertilizer over the grass and rake it in, or spray a natural fertilizer before watering. Don't throw yard waste in the streets, and be sure to put any lawn clippings in the gray yard waste cart. Everything that goes in the gray yard waste cart will be ground into mulch. Lawn care is sometimes more of an art than a science. It's okay to treat your lawn well, but avoid using chemicals. The bees will thank you for it.
The council's on spring break this week, so there's no televised meeting coverage on Lex TV. But when there is, you can catch it on channel 185 or on our live stream on lexingtonky.gov. That's all for this week. You can keep up with us on social media and check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter @LexRex or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.